Alright guys, so today I'll watch this video by Peft Parts. Go and definitely check out his channel.
So I wanted to review HeartBound, a game developed by Pirate Software that's been in...
By the way, there's been a lot of drama regarding Pirate Software. We're not gonna cover that. We're not gonna cover that exactly. We're going to cover his game and the review of this guy to this game, trying to avoid mistakes that could happen to you if you made a game like this, and just make a professional review over it.
early access for over 8 years now.
8 years is a lot, by the way. 8 years is in early access is just a nightmare. By this time, the game could not see release date, a full release ever, and this is mixed reviews or mostly negative. I'm not seeing that, so I don't know.
It's still not finished. From what I can tell, it's supposed...
All right. See, the problem with this image, if that was an art from inside the game, the volume distribution in this video game a bit sucks, which is usual for programmers or solo game devs that are not experienced in arts or how to do volume distribution. As you see, this wall is too empty. There is no image in the wall. There is no storytelling of the character itself. If that was his room, for example, there is no personal stuff. There is no identity shown and narrative design in this specific area. Also, the borders, many people make more specified, a bit more distinctive borders for such games. Look for examples like Andrew and Laylee, the coffin whatever game. They have a more distinctive and a very amazing art style. Also, as you notice, the sizes of these objects are a bit wrong. Like this chair is nowhere the height, the half the height of this character, which is wrong. So there's many glitches in art style here, especially lightning and stuff like that.
supposed to be a 3-chapter game, and Jason seems close to wrapping it up. Now, first impressions, this game probably shouldn't have taken this long to make. I don't know if the delays due
Yeah,
to...
of course, such a game could be in one to 1.5 year of development, maybe 2 at max if it was, depending on the playtime, to be honest. So yeah, it does not need 8 years, of course, for an early access.
programming, design issues, narrative rewrites, or maybe just a shift in focus after Jason's rise to Twitch and YouTube fame. It's hard to stay motivated when you're pulling in easy money streaming and riding the shorts algorithm. I get it. But you'd think the success would help speed things up. After all, wasn't it the point of the Kickstarter? Hire help, finish the game, get it done. First, a little bit about myself. I have a bachelor's in game design and have released numerous games, small and large. Don't get me wrong, none to the success of HeartBound. I'm a small indie dev, but I finish projects. Some to include are Apostle 3D, Drop and Dodge, Humanity's Savior, Idle Streaming Bonanza, some fan projects, and 2 titles.
Yeah, these looks like decent decent projects, and of course, even if you lack the too much professional experience, even playtesters are not like developers, but they can do constructive criticism over a game, because playing a video game and picking it apart is way different than like you don't need to be a full-time professional game developer to criticize a game. That's okay, and but some people want to hear some professional opinions from a time to time, and this looks like a decent game. I believe the guy have a lot of experience, so let's see the video.
I'm currently working on Samurai Stratagem and Chud Logic's Gawkbound, the latter another parody game on eCelebs. Not that this means my opinion is more valued than others in this space. I'm sure there are numerous game devs with more talent than I and with better opinions as well. I'm just another asshole giving his. I have no grandiose ideas. My games are better. I make games as a hobby and wish to make them as a full-time job. Anyways, so I thought this would be good content for me to review his game, HeartBound, given our interactions. So let's dive into and discuss the good and the bad. Now, full disclosure, Jason and I have had some beef. I made a parody game featuring a roach wizard who repeated his infamous Dire Maul quotes during the OnlyFans drama.
As much as you're angry right now, of course I ran.
He wasn't a fan, and he hit me with the DMCA over Idle Streaming Bonanza, which has delayed the release of that project. Personally, I think he could have handled it better, maybe roasting me in a review or ignored it completely. I'm just a small dev making memes, not exactly a threat to his empire. But that's not what this review is about. I figured our history might make this content more interesting, so today...
See, the portraits are nice, to be honest, but the dialogue box does not really match the character here. Like this looks from a double A to a very good studio production quality, but this dialogue box sucks a bit. And that's something that many beginners start forgetting to learn more about it, especially in solo game dev, which is UI and UX design. It's as important as art and other directions in the game, so you need to put more work on that.
I want to talk honestly about what HeartBound does well and what it really doesn't. Welcome to Review and Refund. First things first, I want to say what I like about the game, the pixel art. The pixel art has a wonderful charm to it.
I agree, but see, the same problem here, the volume distribution, the lightning in the scene it sucks a lot. Like, why there's no light here? Why there's no shadow affecting this I'm sorry, to near this lightning source and these papers too. Why this paper looks like it's flying? Because it does not have a shadow over the other papers. These shelves are flying. The floor does not match the pixel complexity of the character. This character looks nice. This character does not. Why? Because the pixel complexity is too much for such a large, because as you see it's like 4 times the size of this, maybe even more, but the pixel complexity is 7 to 6 times at least of the character. So this makes the art as not the best, or as not the best thing he can do. Like, it just needs shadows and lightning management, more narrative design maybe inside the library, why stuff are like this, and yeah, so it needs a little bit more working, but of course for an early access, but in 8 years and he never changed that, that's a lot of time. He neglected the project for a lot of time if that was for 8 years.
Great palette, and the animations are done well. Not one thing looked out of place or looked like it didn't belong. There was a theme, and they stuck to it. So whoever did the art, kudos. The other thing I liked was the music. In certain areas, like Binder's Library, just like the artwork, it matched the aesthetic and was very reminiscent of Miyazaki movies. That's the feel I got from it anyways.
Yeah, this is not...
The office level.
See, as I said before, like, these red boxes definitely does not match the pixel complexity. He know how to make art, but he do not know how to measure them into one good scene.
Where the phone was ringing was incorporated into a beat. It was awesome as well. I enjoyed it.
Level design also a bit sucks here. You cannot do that. This is just like trying to farm like playtime. You need a more distinctive, a better design for the level. But many indie devs and small devs like have problems with level design and UI and stuff like that. It's very familiar.
The combat in the prologue was
confusing.
very...
Oh, look, you can't tell that this scene is from the same game. It does not look like from the same game, man. So yeah, that's bad. When you see this in your game, you have this, and then
the combat.
This, you need to reconsider making the art of the game, especially for 8 years, because you definitely gonna be a better artist in 8 years. So yeah, it would suck for you. Also, if that was a UI of the game, no, I don't think that. No, that was not an UI from the game. So yeah,
fun. I wish I had gotten more of this throughout the game, as it would have been more enjoyable and interactive.
Very big difference.
The combat against the shadow monster, who I assume was Bear and the Dog, was a collection of quick time events or minigames to deal damage to the monster. Even if this could not be done throughout the game on smaller enemies, I think a form of combat should have been implemented with smaller mobs to release the monotony of just walking around in the dark areas and talking. The only time combat was available was twice in the prologue, fighting the same monster. In the office level, there were missed opportunities
Do you see what I mean, guys? That's the problem.
to fight others, such as your father, the Gator, the Mushroom Man in the basement, Paul the Pool Pal, the main boss, which is your mother, and the supercomputer or the AI computer that deals out jobs to you. Some of the gym characters and numerous others as well. While I understand combat is not the main focus of the game, it's a narrative quest on the introspective mind. This would have changed the pacing of the game and made it 100 times better than what I
Yeah,
experienced.
many people have a problem with pacing their indie titles because pacing is very hard to do, especially for beginners game designers. Game design is different from programming and art and take a lot of time really to master and to even for a professional game designer, making the pace right is very difficult thing because different players will love the game in different paces. So it's hard to nail, to be honest.
In the office level, there are numerous fetch quests and minigame jobs that you have to do. While this is fine in a small scale, there were just too many back and forth and backtracking done
Again, that was a very bad design just to farm playtime.
without changing the level or the way the player interacts with things. For example, in Metal Gear Solid, there is a portion of the game where you need to backtrack almost to the beginning of the game in the armory to retrieve a PSG-1 sniper rifle to save another character. When going back through the level, there are different obstacles to avoid or interact with, such as cameras with guns on them, objects displaced, traps not working, or new enemies guarding a post. If you need to backtrack in a game, it's good practice to change the pacing of the level, such as a shortcut, new enemies, or obstacles.
Why did you cancel your Midjourney subscription?
I found this hidden AI that does everything I want for a one-time cost.
This was not done. I was doing tasks such as going to talk to the right person, retrieving items to restore bad memories, and looking for rubber ducks. Something that could have been done is new pathing for the birds that catch you outside of your cubicle.
Maybe you need to enhance the level design by don't do the Ubisoft or Assassin's Creed thing where you need to collect 25 rocks for that guy so you can proceed. No one wants to do that in a video game. This looks like a chore in your house. You need to do something fun to them. You need to go and discover this weird area, this new area to retrieve an object and then talk to the guy. And if for a better narrative design, this specific area shows you information about that guy or the place you've been through, tells you more of the story and more hidden stuff. Maybe even make it optional. So that could be a better narrative and level design for such a state. Not just go collect things spread around the level that you could have not collected until you talk to that guy. That's people would not love that for a game design.
A new route that you have to take, or combat with characters or puzzles to interact with. This breaks up again the constant walking, which was annoying. Another good game design rule is to keep the player engaged every 5 to 10 seconds. One of the mini games I disliked was the cafeteria. The main gripe that I have, that I could not stack objects on my head in the order I want. The logic is already there.
See, mini games are interesting in video game industry, but start nailing your core mechanics, then and core stuff, then care about adding mini games. I know you when you see A Way Out and It Takes Two, you want to like make mini games just like this or The Witcher or The Last of Us. To I guess there was like the playing stuff. So you want to do mini games, but you have a limited time, limited budget, and you have much more problems to deal with than just doing a minigame. So nail the core mechanics, the core art, the music, the UI, everything. Then, if you have time and you don't want to make a full DLC, for example, or you did not plan for it in pre-production or something like that, make minigames. Make 2 or 3 maybe, but don't do them as something necessary, because believe me, he could have taken the time that he puts in the mini games and enhanced the art, and that would make the game way more better.
Because you could stack rubber ducks on your head. Having you fill the order and stack the items would have been more engaging, and you could have done more than 2 items to feed the workers. Again, this is something I would have done, not really detrimental, just an opinion. There was an instance of dialogue not present in the game. I'm not sure if I missed it or not. There was a computer I could not access because I did not have the correct clearance. The only thing I found that would have given me access was a floppy disk I stole. I had no idea what to do with it. Let me know in the comments below if you figured it out. Another instance was the main scavenger hunt, where you're looking for gold items to recover a trauma memory. The last one was a gold chain, I believe, and it was at the top of the level where the ending door is to reach the boss. I made my way up there multiple times in my playthrough, and it was not until I was ready to give up looking for the last object that I checked that area. That gold chain object should always be present and not show up randomly.
You maybe make an indicator that show you where you need to go, or where if an event, a big event like this happened, or a small event, or something unnoticeable by the player, as you saw in your playtesting, which is very important to do if you want to make an ND title such as this. So you need to make like an indicator, small indicator in the player, so the players know, no, this is wrong, I should go there. Which would help many players and make it optional, make people can actually disable it from settings menu, and it's easy and people will love it.
From another interaction.
Because many people, because of new design principles, get lost, because the new design principles are not as clear as old video games. Like they show you, oh, this door, you need to go to that door, and the camera goes to that door. Many people do new game design principles which are more lucid and is not that specific of telling the player where to go. So if you want to do that, add an arrow option or something like that. Even Elden Ring, which is a game like a Souls-like game, or a Souls game, I'm sorry, have like in the map where you should go for the main story, so people need to know where to go. By the way, you don't need that really in Elden Ring, because they have more complicated, smart way of game design, which really need to be studied in hours and hours of videos. But yeah, for a simple game like this, you can add just this small fix.
Like the gold key from the vending machine. In fact, the object should trigger the scavenger hunt. I'm not a writer, so I cannot give too much feedback on this other than the fact of too many what I would say pop culture references, or references only his community would get. I understand trying to incorporate memes or stuff from your stream, but this can fall on deaf ears of people who don't know who you are and make the player confused. There are also things that suck the player out of the game, such as workers giving ironic advice on getting out more, or try to do your best while they are stuck in a corporate prison. It felt out of place and was trying to convey a message to the player, which isn't bad, but I feel like this area it just wasn't meant for. There's a lot of chatter in this game that felt like this. Pulled you out of the experience or just didn't fit. The constant dad jokes at first were funny, but they just...
Again, I don't want to like make my points again and again, but volume distribution is bad here. But something else I noticed, the particle system that he is using is bad, to be honest. I guess the game could be made way more beautiful if he used, if I don't know if he was using Unity engine or something, but something similar to Unity Lite 2D engine stuff, and a better particle systems, maybe more glows and blooms and post-processing overall for the game.
Kept on and just had me rolling my eyes after a while. I found myself skipping a shit ton of dialogue just to continue the walking simulator. The level design felt bad in general, from the fetch quest to the constant dark rooms and maze walking, long staircases that could have been avoided, or in between hallways with windows. While a good transition could be said from the music changing in the hallway, at the very least give us a run mechanic so we can get through the game faster. This game has been in development for over 8 years, and it's not that there's no progress. Jason is working on it, and he does stream his development, but the pace is glacial. With a successful Kickstarter, Patreon, YouTube income, and merch, you'd expect a small team to be hired to help finish.
Oh, so it had a Kickstarter, I guess. That's bad. If you have a Kickstarter and that's like the game and it's been an early access and it's still not developed in 8 years, that's very bad. People will not have the same opinion of your game as they were excited for the first years, of course. And you had the money. Why didn't you make it better? You have more freedom of and variables to change that could make the game good. So yeah, I don't know why that happened.
That has not happened. It's hard not to feel like the project is being milked. There's more effort going into the stream, the branding, the TikToks, and the shorts than into the actual game.
And the project being milked is not a good thing for you, by the way, until you release the full project, because you're not going to be able to milk it as much as if it was completed and finished. You can then make ton of content of it, ton of DLCs, sell even soundtracks, but at least finish the goddamn project first.
That's fine. Stream if you want to. But when fans paid to fund a game and it's still stuck in limbo nearly a decade later, that's an issue. HeartBound is a decent game trapped in development hell. It has a charm, good
And by the way, I see a lot of potential in such a game. I know many people have criticism over the guy. His game is not the worst. I've seen way worse video games. I think the problem is the time management. It sucks a lot, and like 8 years is unbelievably idiotic to make your game early access, and it's been in 8 years in development. You should never do that. Whatever you do, try to finish the project in a span of 2 to 5 years at max. If it was a very amazing game, don't go and over that limits. And the game has nice portraits, nice design, character design, narrative character design. It does not look as bad, but it has major big issues in art, in game design, and of course in level design. And the biggest issue, as I said, is time management, especially for a funded already game, as the guy said, like it's funded in Kickstarter. So yeah, a very nice video by this guy. Go definitely and check him out. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.